Hi there, Trish Andreessen here, helping you find the way back to you, your heart, your peace, your joy through art, journaling, and creative expression, and taking some time to work through your thoughts. I think that that's really important. That has helped me so much in my life, especially as I have dealt with chronic pain for the last, I will say, 11 months. I had pain throughout the years that I didn't realize what it was, where I would flare up and then feel better. I thought, oh, it's just my muscles, or I pulled my back. So, but on that note, we're here to talk about some happy art. So I wanted to share with you this journal that I'm working on. It's hardback. And yesterday I did this design in the back, but I wanted to bring the camera down and just play. I was like, I can do it by myself. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can go online and show you some things that I'm going to do. So sometimes we wonder, how to make, I guess, this bridge where it opens. This is a unjournaled lined book. So what I thought I would do is take you through my process here. Look at my little desk. I got stuff everywhere. Okay, so I have this little, down. I have a bedazzled little rhinestone here that I believe I got from Dollar Tree. And I wanted to open up either one of these. I have not decided which one yet. And I thought we would play. So, kind of looking at which one I want to do because they are super duper cool. Interesting. I think for fun, we'll open up this colored one. And this is Crafter Square that you can get at Dollar Tree, okay? So if you haven't looked, I think these are great. I mean, whenever I went into Dollar Tree, I hate to tell y'all, but I bought them all out because I was like, okay, I can send these to my friends or wherever and they can be used. These are awesome to embellish for Christmas, for cards that you want to send to somebody and specialize them. They're just beautiful. And then I also have this craft trim. It says for gift wrapping. This is old as all get out. But guess what? It is perfect to potentially line that curve in the book itself. So I may play around with that, or I may do this scalloped lace. I have a bunch of this lace, and man, I have so much. I could sell this stuff. But anyways, this is beautiful scalloped lace, and oh my goodness, that is just speaking to me right there. Oh, that's so beautiful. In fact, guess what? We're just going to cut that baby right now. And it's so pretty that I believe I'm going to have that as possibly the bookmark as well. So if it just says Facebook user and it says good morning, let me know who it is. I am thinking the colors are lovely. Might be someone from the UK because you spelled colors. I don't know who that might be. That might be Sandra, might be Pamela. I don't know. So you'll have to tell me. Okay. And then, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I had this little embellishment that I had done, and I did the word shine on it. So it's like make sure to shine so you can dream, believe, and achieve. And I love this affirmation. Every time I look at it, I'm like, yes, it's okay to dream. Yes, I believe in my healing. And yes, I'm going to achieve. And I will tell you, while we're working on that, and I get my little plate that I could put some Mod Podge on, y'all would be, I think you would be proud of me, because I went for a walk this morning down my neighborhood and back with Miss Gabby. And I put on some music and I walked with my my cell phone, and I went at a, just a relaxing pace. Something just to honor my body, really, I think sometimes we get caught up in this thought process of, okay, I've got to work out and I've got to go fast and get my heart rate up and things of that nature. And I think that sometimes if you're like me, where you battle chronic pain issues like fibromyalgia, arthritis, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and in all the testing that they did, I have a pretty significant osteoarthritis in my lower back spine. And I'm like, how did I get that? And it could be all the lifting and things that I've done over the years. Goodness gracious knows. Could be some hereditary. But boy, I felt it this morning. But I also know by studying and exercising that movement is really important, even if it's just the meditative process of walking. So I walked, and then I refilled my coffee, and then I walked down to our little swing in the backyard, and I was like a kid, and I swung on the swing. So this is Mod Podge right here. I'm just using a simple brush to put it on. I always recommend having some type of washcloth, wet washcloth, or wet old rag that you can wipe your hands on. Do I have that for myself right now? No, because I'm so much like a kid that sometimes I come down to the cottage and don't know what I'm going to do. And then another mood hits and I'm like a kid. I'm like, oh, I'll do this now. Seriously. I was going to listen to I was like, I'm going to work on the curriculum for my next book I'm processing on our own self-defeating behaviors. Because I took my son, my son asked me to take him shopping on Friday, right? Because he was going to the beach. And he had never done a beach trip with his friends, and he's 20. So it's like he's living his teen years because of his gaming addiction to internet. And how was I sharing this with you? Oh my goodness, I just had a brain fog. Oh, so during that session, during that time out with him at the store, there was some things that, I forgive him. Don't get me wrong. I love my son so much. But there are things that he says that still hurt me, right? And so I found myself over that probably 3 hours outing. Y'all, I cannot remember how many times I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm like, my gosh. And I'm sitting on some stuff, some things that I've written in the past about people pleasing. And the thing is I thought I was over that. I'm 50 years old, right? And then being cognizant, I guess, more. I still have issues of saying, I'm sorry, when I should not be saying I'm sorry. Does that make any sense at all? Like, I'm saying it, but I should, hey, Lisa, Okay, so, but I shouldn't be saying I'm sorry. Somehow I lose myself and I don't love myself. Like sometimes I think it's selfish, and that's where my brain goes, is selfishly. Oh, you know what? You just need to say I'm sorry. And I'm like, wow, it's not like I can control the whole world. But there goes my brain. Okay, I love this ribbon. I mean, this really just calm ribbon, and it doesn't take away from these colors, which I love. So let's go ahead and take these teardrops, and I'm going to see where I might want them. And welcome to you guys that are jumping on. I would love to know what group you're in. If you're in my Fibromyalgia Women Warriors group, or if you're in my crafting group, or where you might be, or if you're watching me on YouTube. Okay, so what colors do you think I should do? I don't want to go over the words. Do you know what I'm saying? But that would be really cool to bring the rhinestones right here. And I've got these beautiful blue rhinestones. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think we should bring that around right there. It's going to be really pretty. And I have a feeling that I'm going to put this one up for sale to someone who needs it for $25. Because it is just like such a good affirmation to have. Okay, I love these teardrops. Okay, so right here in what I created here, you see that? I'm going to actually drop the teardrop. I'm going to separate this little one off, and I'm going to put this in a teardrop. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. And I'm going to put that little part of the teardrop right there. Next time I teach, I promise I will have my other camera set up so you can see more of the details. I use my other camera when I'm teaching like an intensive class. Here, I just thought, I'll come online with y'all. And you can just kind of watch me play. This is so good for my spirit. I literally just, when I go into like doing coloring pages, like this is a coloring page. I'm working on a new coloring book that has these affirmations in it. I used to think, oh, just coloring or whatever. Now I've taught myself and I teach others basically how to incorporate it as mixed media art. So you can create it as things around your environment, or you can give it to other people. And every time I do affirmations like this, it really keeps me going, because there have been times when I have just felt so down, and art helped me hold on. Seriously. And Lisa, on Sunday, you'll see in the events section, and you'll have it on the Zoom. I'm going to teach you guys how to create, I'm going to call it a little light of hope, but you can use a wine bottle, a liquor bottle, a unique bottle. And I'm going to show you, I created my first one literally. I know the whole world might hear this, but I was crying. I was devastated over something, and I felt such a loss. It was probably one of the biggest feelings. And it was June in my life. And I was like, how can I go? I know I'm positive and everything, but there are moments where you're just like, everything's knocked completely out from under you. And I created a light with a bottle. Anyways, look at the little rhinestones. They're so pretty. I'll take a close-up of this, I promise. So I love that little rhinestone there. But I don't want to do too much. I don't want to make it too busy because it's so beautiful. I do want to bring, I know I made that in white, but I think I'm going to do, let me just see how a teardrop feels inside of this petal. Or how does half of that feel right there? Wow, that like fits perfect. Ooh, let's cut it and see what happens. We never know until we cut it and see what happens. Okay. Let's see what happens. Like I said, I got these rhinestone little things at Dollar Tree. So if you live in the US and you have a Dollar Tree around you, this is where I got them. And what a great deal, because there's so much that you can use with these. So let me see if I can. Let's just see how this feels. I'm going to turn this around for a minute. Okay, so you know what? I don't like it there. This little flower right here looks so beautiful. I don't want to take away from that flower. So what I'm going to do is just put this back on the plastic and use it for another opportunity, another creation. All right, so this is just so pretty the way it is. Oh, okay, this right here. I have these little yellow rhinestones. They're like gold. So we're going to place them right here. It's so funny because I'm one of those people that love to teach art, but then I can't help but talk about life. And maybe that's because I teach a lot of therapeutic art. So when I'm doing art for myself, I'm processing too. Oh, that's pretty. That's so pretty. Look at that. Okay, and then I'm going to put one of the little dots. One of the little dots. Let's do a little clear rhinestone in there. And then you can see how that's going to look. Let's see. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love it. I can't wait till I glaze this whole thing so it's sturdy as all get out for somebody to carry in their pocketbook or their backpack. Oh, so cool. Man, this is so beautiful. Now I have to say, while that's dried, this one has come out so beautiful. All of these have come out so pretty. There's one I did. Got to reglaze. And this one. And I may go back over on some lace on this one. I don't know. It looks just beautiful the way it is. I actually want to put a locket on this one so that way you can put like an affirmation or a little prayer or a hope in there. So like I'd love to put a locket right there. One of my first journals had a locket on it, and I would insert like an affirmation. And so I knew it was in my little pocket. Like I knew it was in my little thing. So just saying that is like inspiring me to go online and look for one, or go to Michael's and see if they've got one. My first one I bought, I think, was either at Joann Fabrics or Michael's. This is just so darn beautiful. Oh my goodness. I have to show you the back too. I painted the back yesterday. So if you can see here, I wanted it to be like an open heart. So like just believing, keeping your heart open no matter what you go through, because there are no accidents. You know, sometimes we think, oh, I messed something up or whatever, you know, and you just have to believe. You don't have to believe in religion. You just have to believe that there is, just like, you know, going to, you know, people will go to readings, right? Because they want an answer. When all you have to do is just say, God, are you hearing me? And if you believe in the spiritual world, there are different sides. And I definitely believe if you keep your heart open and yourself open and just say, okay, God, I need you. Can you help me? It doesn't matter where you are in the process. Just let him show you his way. Look at that. So that's the open heart on the back, the dream. And I may put an affirmation or something on the back there. I just have not decided. But oh my goodness, I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. Yes, I am indeed. See how art makes me so happy. It just makes me feel so free. Okay, I am going to try that, even though I didn't like that whole mandala kind of covering there. I am going to see how the teardrop feels right there. Oh, yeah. Let me bring it down in the circle. Of course, you know, they make rhinestone things, little tweezers. Am I using them? Of course not. No, Trisha, you're not using them. Because you didn't clean up your desk to look for them. Kurt will come down and he'll be like, okay, your art desk is dirty again. I'm like, dude, I'm working on like 5 projects. I try to keep it organized, but I'm like, squirrel. So one minute I'll work on a collage, the next minute I'll work on this. It's just whatever, you know. Sometimes you just got to let your heart go. We're trying to control everything in life. Oh my goodness. Doesn't that get tiring? Trying to control everything. That's why I just go, you know what? I let it go. And I know my faith walk, I tell you, I mean, I ran from God because I thought religion was hypocritical. And then I found the real deal. He showed up in the most unexpected times. When I was on a weekend planning to party, and I felt so broken, and I just went, okay, God, I give everything to you, because I feel I just can't do this anymore. I can't do life in this level of pain. So I just knelt down right there. And will I say I was perfect after that? No, I wasn't perfect. I'm human. But I will tell you that my life started to transform to where I am today. And I'm sure there's pieces of the old me that maybe my husband misses. Some of the wild child in me, okay? But he loves me. And he's been on this walk with me, and I hope he'll always stay on this walk with me. But I will tell you that in my heart of hearts, like in my heart, whoops, I almost put that on wrong. That I feel like my life has purpose now. It's not like my life isn't just about what somebody thinks of me, or because I know the real Jesus. Then again, he showed up. He showed up because I asked. Look at, oh my goodness. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Oh my goodness sakes. Oh, I can't stand it. It's so beautiful. I think this is one of the prettiest journals. I don't know. The other one of the warrior in Fibromyalgia Women Warriors, she bought one. And I think I took a picture of it. And that one was really pretty. But I don't know. Do you think I should start making these for like Christmas gifts? For somebody who likes to write or likes to doodle or draw, like this particular is a hardback book. But the cool thing about this hardback book is like it can hold like doing art and not bleed through and all that. So it's just like an awesome journal. Okay, I'm going to put the rhinestone in the middle of I'm just turning it around to check. If I love that or... All right, so I moved. I was going to put a little... Again, I'm working from Dollar Tree and these little like rhinestone type of things. Oh, and this little pink one actually held onto my finger. And I'm like, let me try this. Again, I don't want to go too busy. But I am loving the way that this is showing up. Oh my goodness. It is amazing how art can make one so happy. That's why I love teaching you guys, because I want you to be able to do something like this from home. So when you're going through something and you're like, I need to lose myself, that instead of losing yourself, like maybe in alcohol or whatever, because trust me, I used to do that. Don't anymore, thank God. I will tell you, I found my journal from years ago, and literally I would say, I really want to give up alcohol. And it was a process, and I was delivered from that feeling. So that craving, if you will. And I'm so grateful. So grateful. The next process is me working through food. I realize that I go to chocolate and carbs and things like that. I'm going to put some Mod Podge down on this area because my little rhinestones are not wanting to stay on there. So I'm just going to dab that on. I was able to, like, not me. I really feel like that God answered my prayer. And I kept writing in my journal that I was free from alcohol cravings, and that was good. Now I've got to really surrender the battle of sweets. I mean, the battle is so real. Like, even as I talk to you, that I'm like, wait a minute, there's brownies up at the house. Come on. They will taste so good. I mean, that's how real the battle is. People don't realize. Like, I would crave that more than any kind of drug. I mean, and you might say, well, that's not a big deal, Trisha. Anything that takes you off of feeling good about who you are and just stealing some of your self-worth, I think, is a indication that it's blocking you from what you could achieve in your life. It's blocking you from what you can achieve in your life. And I believe when you make choices, it can steal, what you're dreaming about. And I believe that's why I love doing journaling, because it shows the patterns, that may be existing in your environment that you haven't even realized. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to be very intentional the way I cover this, because I don't want streaks of Mod Podge that somebody can see, okay? But I do want to do some type of sealant. Now, I will do another type, either Liquitex or possibly another one. Gloss, I have not decided yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just run a sealant over the top of this, okay? Just like I'm painting. I'm going to go down. And up. I just realized that I'm going to upload this video to my friends in 24/7 coloring group led by Helen Cruz. She is just wonderful, wonderful lady. So I'm just going up and down, okay? So that way it's like a painting. I really want to get as smooth as I can. And I recommend doing Mod Podge first before you add any kind of like triple thick or Liquitex or anything like that, because now you could spray over top of this, you could spray like a Krylon fixative. Let's say I was doing this design on wood or I was working on canvas, I would spray a Krylon fixative, because what it does is it allows you to work in pastels, pencils, acrylic in stages, and not where you're not having to work over a hard seal. I remember being a kid and we would do like paper mache and things like that. And it wasn't until, my heart unlocked to do more art in 2013. I say more art because there were phases in my life, I remember now, that I did do artistic things, even when I was in my 20s. But I didn't recognize them as something within me. Does that make sense? Like, I thought, oh, I'm just doing this little craft and this little craft is fun. it wasn't until the journey. I was working on my business book and the big launch of that. And I sent off my manuscript and I was done. And I was like, man, there is just no way I can look at a computer right now. And I told my husband, I'm like, I just want to paint something. I don't know why. And I had no paint materials at all in my house at this time. And I went up to Walmart and I got a basic sketchbook and a thing of the starter acrylics. And I drew a picture of my backyard. And it was around this time of year. I believe it was October, not September. And I remember the fall trees. But my first round of trees looked like little round puffballs. But Kurt was so supportive. He was like, that's really good for your first time. And then something unlocked in me that it was supernatural, really, because my first canvas is on my wall, and then my second canvas sold for $400 and some. And I know that that was like supernatural. And a year later, my work was in a gallery. So it's interesting. I can feel a little bubble up here, which is frustrating. If you watched the other sessions, I said to have the glue as coated as much as possible. It feels great everywhere. It just has a little bit of not the public would see it, but I'm just being a perfectionist. But wow, this is just beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it dry, okay? And then I will make a decision on what type of coating I want to put permanently on it. Looking at it as it is right now, I believe I'm going to put a gloss coating on it. Got a little bit of this coming up from my papers. And the reason being is I used cardstock to create this work of art that's gone over top of the journal, where if I would have used just regular paper, okay, it would have been smoother on as a decoupage. I may, just to have it a little stronger, I'm going to see how it feels to me. I may end up adding another layer of like washi tape that goes around the inside, but I haven't decided. I mean, it's beautiful the way it is, but I want to make sure it's nice and sturdy for when I want to sell it. There we go. Ta-da! And then we flip it over. There's the spine. I'll glaze that again. And then there's the back with the open heart. And I believe the story is, and I may put it inside here and write it, is always have an open heart so you can dream, believe, and achieve. That's what's really coming to me in this design. That whoever is meant to have it is they've just got to be open to the process. And your heart can lie to you sometimes. The heart wants what it wants. But I think you have to be open to allowing the grace and the forgiveness and all of that you have to give to yourself to achieve your dreams and believe and achieve. So, hope you like this. Again, this was a coloring page that we used over top of this journal, and I hope that you loved it. Okay, see you later.